Ramji says that he thought it would be better that he should do it as the passage in the text is being recited or sung. But the trouble is, if you are reciting the text, you have to look at the text while you do it. You can't look at what Rinpoche is doing. So it's only those who know the work by heart who can do it. Okay, you heard that. 음색 소리 들려? So Gishta says his voice is not great, so that means it's you've got to do it.
One question only. But you have to continually press this to record. Once you press it, that's it.
So just look at first of all. The idea is that actually before you say the words Trubi Kampa, the person who's doing the offerings should first of all pick up the mirror and hold it with their left hand over the basin and take what I'm going to call the plume, this I'm going to call that the plume, I don't know what else to call it, and you make lines, two vertical lines, in other words starting from towards you going downwards twice, parallel lines, and then two parallel lines going horizontally from the left to the right. And then if you you can, if you have time, you can put dots in the 9 squares that you've made, and then starting with the middle, and then like that. And then you put the mirror down, you take the kata, open it up, and hold it over your hands. This is representing the canopy, or the roof, if you like, of the wash house, the base of the ablution house. Hold it over the basin as much as you can. Until the end of the first verse. So now what Brahma has just done is to pour the water 3 times for each object of offering. It's about, for example, for Punso Gelek, for offering to So when the Sanskrit words are recited, he poured it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. It will depend on how much water is in the vase and how big the vase is. If the water is big, the vase is big and it contains a lot of water, you can do it 3 times. And if that's not the case, if there's not much water in the vase, and if the vase is small, then you can just pour it once. So for the offerings to the lineage masters, since there are the 3 lineages, each time for each of the line, you pour the water once. For the vast lineage, the profound lineage, and then the blessed practice lineage, you pour each time. In other words, at the end of each line, you pour once, and in the 4th line as well, and then also during the mantra.
찍어리다 부족이 찍어리 오면서 따단 같이
And for the next verse, the offering to the masters, you just do it during the recitation of the Sanskrit words, and you can, like we said, either do it once or 3 times. So again, for the last verse, that offering to the 3 jewels, you pour water for each jewel, and then during the mantra as well. So, so you don't have, for that, you don't have to do the pour at the 4th line. You can do it for the first 3 lines, and then for the Sanskrit. And then we'll carry on now. We'll come to the wiping. So for the wiping of the merit field, you don't have to wipe the whole body because the water that you've offered it has condenses in 5 places of the merit field's body, and so you just have to touch the cloth to those 5 places. When you say Om, you touch, you hold up, you make it to touch quite high, because this is referring to touching the water condensed at the point between the eyebrows. And then Hum, you go down below, because that's the water condensed at heart level. Then Tram, you go to the right shoulder of the merit field, so it's our left. And then Tram Ashi to the left shoulder of the merit field, so it's our right. And then at the throat, and so that's the middle. And then you do a circular motion, counterclockwise, just the circular motion just once to conclude. And these 5 syllables are the seed syllables of the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. And so, if I can get it right now, Om is the seed syllable for Vairocana, Hum for Mikyuva Akshobhya, Tram for Ratnasabha, Ri for Amoghasiddhi, and A for Amitabha. So now we'll carry on with the offering.
옛날 곁에 제게 뭐 대답을 좀 해주세요. 직접 딴 제시게 직접 세우시면.
So we'll do the wiping a second time now that you have the explanation. It will be clearer for you. So watch what Rinpoche is doing while we sing it.
대체가 디렉다 주거표요. 동서구도 되는 나. 나 될 지 주거표. 무슨 지 주거티 루세 또 무슨 주 지시 주거. 주거들 딘네 대체한테 이때 꾸니 대세 계집티만 제네지 루세 주거티 그게 되게 루세야죠. 주때 루세 니 루스.
So when you're offering the perfume, it's the idea is that you actually wipe, not wipe. How do you call it?
Oint. You oint?
Oint?
Huh?
That's French. Sorry. No, you. I don't know what the verb is. You. Anoint. Thank you. Anoint. Yeah. Okay, you anoint the chest of the mirror field, and with your hand, and that's the idea. So to represent this, you pick up the plume, and either you can use the mirror or not, or you can just leave the mirror there. When you're using the mirror, the idea is that the mirror field is reflected in the mirror, and that you're offering to the reflection and so forth. But if you don't have to do that, you just pick up the plume, you make as if you dip it in the basin to pick up some of the perfume, and then you do this gesture, circular gesture from left to right, as if you were anointing the mercy. So it's a gentle motion with the sort of flat part going, wiping away. If you do this, if you go the opposite, it's as if you want to chase away. And there are times in certain rituals when you do make that gesture, it's when you're sending away obstacles and things like that. But this is obviously not the case here. You're making as if to anoint, so it's a flat motion going around gently. Left to right, yeah. In this case.
From left to right, or from right to left?
From our left to right, from the right to the left of the mirror field. So from our left to right.
이것도 되게 인제 책 부담이 나죠. 됐어. 시에는 되게 가서 디도라나 시제 뭐서 예스고르바 대답을리도 부담이 나죠. 그래서
going back to the wiping verse, this is for the umzes who are doing this. The way you begin this verse is slightly different from the other verses. For the verses of ablutions themselves, then it's as you've been doing it, but it's not quite the same for the wiping verse. The first syllables are different. So the first syllables of this verse for wiping are faster.
다 대신에 다 데려가 가지고 남사 표현이. 저 무슨 저 동서는 유전 뭐가 됐다 주로가 이 세르가 that's
Now we will recite sing the verse for offering the clothes. So to visualize the bathing house, we put the cloth over the tops of our hands like this and held it over the basin. When you're offering the clothes, that's not the case. You take out the edge of the cloth with your index and thumb, and the other fingers are held out nicely, and you hold up the cloth like this as if it was a robe or clothing, and then at the end you do a circular gesture. So it's you raise the cloth up slightly, and there's a slightly circular motion going from left to right.
This one, that is. Allez, on dit j'ai fait dire là ni ore. Il y a eu des noms de tout des biens. peut que现在有嘛玉林呢，那大部区的吧，错了干那个呢，这个没多，这错了几个多就要，反正干那个没这个没多，对的，女人的调整的是都是现在的觉得都是，都是那有个得劲的哇，得劲呢，你看这个我这种是，你都是说他你在一个现在，是这都是这样。
So in fact, Rinpoche should have had the bell and the vajra in his hands the whole time. Usually you do it always with your vajra and your bell in your hands. So that's how you hold up the cloth, for example. So when you're... it's the same principle. In other words, exactly as Rinpoche has done already, except that you should be holding the bell and the vajra in your hands. So for wiping, for example, it's the same. So this is the custom in Dapo, in the region of Dapo, is to pick up the bell with the cloth. So you're not putting your hand in it directly, and to hold it up as if the bell itself was an ornament that you were offering. In the lower and upper Tantra colleges, they don't do this. In some, they don't do it either because they don't bring the vajras and bells to these Sundays, which is not sure how they do it in the other monasteries. Other monasteries don't should. But in any case, so you should say not sing the verse.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So when you're pouring the water back into the vase, you guide the stream of water with the tip of the plume so that it doesn't flow elsewhere. If you don't, then sometimes the water goes right and left. And you put the vase back into the basin, put the spout facing you, put the mirror back onto the spout. Usually you roll up the kappa and put it over the spout as well. So the cloth, the ablution cloth, as it's called, is usually white or blue. It's sometimes usually white. It doesn't really matter that much, but that's just what's most frequently used. So that's it. And when you're preparing the ablution water with saffron, you should use boiling hot water to soak the water. So you should prepare the saffron water the night before, let it sit all night, and then strain it before, strain it into the vase. You don't let the bits of saffron go into the vase, otherwise it will plug up the spout. And as for the amount of water you should put in the vase, it should be 2/3 full. So it's the vase itself and the water, the part that contains the water, should be 2/3 full. So it's about that. The fractioning of the contents of the vase into 3 symbolizes the Buddha's body, speech and mind. Excuse me. It symbolizes the Buddha's 3 kayas. So the 2/3 that contain the water, the 2/3 of the vase that contain the water represent the 2 form bodies, the complete enjoyment body and the excellent emanation body, and the empty third represents the Dharmakaya, the truth body. So the string that's holding the mirror onto the spout should be a little bit shorter than this one, because this is too long, so it means that the mirror actually touches the bottom of the basin. It should be shorter so that it doesn't, and it's just held up in front of the spout above that level. Actually, this mirror is a little bit too big compared to the size of the vase, but it's not really as a detail. It's not, no worry. So So the practice of ablutions is an excellent practice. It's carries many, many benefits. It's a good purification practice. It's also helpful in clearing your mind, and there's many other benefits. If you have a ablutions vase like this one, that's best, of course. If you don't, you can use something else. You can use a jug, or you can use a teapot. Anything that has a spout that you can pour, you know, anything that makes it easy to pour the water. And below, you know, as a container, you can use either kind of a shallow dish of some kind, whatever you have. And when you're doing this practice, of course you first generate your motivation of your bodhicitta motivation, and then you invite the merit field, and it can be either just, it can be the complete merit field, or it can just be Lord Buddha alone. And your specific motivation is to offer the ablutions so that all living beings' obscuration and obstructions should be purified, should be eliminated. And once you've completed the actual ablutions, you think that that has been achieved, that all living beings, yourself and all others, have had their faults purified. And once you've poured the water back into the vase, if there's a little bit left, you can pour it into your hand to drink it, to receive the blessings, and it's a bit like the reward. You're getting a reward for your practice, and you think as you drink it that again that all you are purified of all your obstructions, all your obscuration. So the ablutions of water that is left over, you can you can drink a little bit as a blessing, or for example when you're feeling particularly unclear and tired and so, you can in the morning use it to wash, add it to the water you use to wash your face and wash your head. You can also use the water that you've offered to sprinkle around your house to purify it, clean it. You can use it also to clean the environment by sprinkling it outside. And you should think then that in doing so, that this impure world that is ours, that is the result of our contaminated karma, is purified, and all the factors of disease such as bacteria and viruses and so forth are all purified. For example, when there are epidemics, you can think that these have been purified as well. And you are offering the water that has been offered to the Buddha, and therefore it carries the blessings of the Buddhas, and you think that this is what allows you to purify the environment in this way.
근데 제가 때문에 능력이 지게 세제 누구들이 입에 있다 센세 수제 수비 먹고요. 봐. 상에 이렇게 맞아. 제가 장수 무슨 말이지? 이게 다음 때문에 이 능력이 지게 돼서 장수 무슨 말이지? 예수 누가 쓰나?
So you think that by making this sprinkling this blessed water around, all the beings in the world, faults and obstructions and so forth, are purified, and as a result, the world that they live in is also purified, since the world they live in is the product of these living beings of karma. That's it.
Is it so that then from the drying the merit field that was short and then long, is it then also with anointing and so on?
이러면 열지.
아니 진짜 그건데 아니 전화들이 나가는데 겨울에 나서 that's only that person that starts complicating. But generally speaking, the melody from then on, from the wiping on, is slightly faster than the preceding verses. Any else? Any other questions? So when you're offering the ornaments, Rinpoche just lifted the bell up slightly at the end, and he made a slightly circular movement, but Rinpoche said it's not. You just make the gesture as if you're offering it up, so that's why you raise it.
Just now, what are the representations of the Buddha Trikayas?
The three parts of the contents of the vase. You said we divided the vase into three, contents of the vase into three, and 2/3 is water and 1/3 is empty. So that represents the three kayas. No. Any other questions? Somebody else have a question? Yeah?
Yeah, the front part I believe pour on the mirror. What do you visualize?
When you
pour on the mirror.
Yeah.
And what do you visualize?
In front.
Of the mirror.
선생님이 너무 삐박한 시절이었어요. 너무
주관 삼파샤리 소시상기는 회쇼리 먼저 이제 주변
So the visualization. So the visualizations for is that you visualize a bathhouse, and in the bathhouse is which contains water, as according to the description. There is also a raised throne, like a stage like this, on which you have the merit field. And when you're offering the ablutions, you imagine that there are offering goddesses which go forth and pour the water over the merit field. This might be explained in Liberation in Our Hands. Yeah, it's found in Liberation in Our Hands. Okay. Liberation in Our Hands is the part on the 6 preliminaries at the beginning. first volume.
Can you see that's the Jews?
There was another question? Yeah?
Suppose you don't have all these gadgets to do the ablution, so we just visualize. Whatever we read, we just visualize. We visualize the bathhouse.
Yeah, you can do just visualization. But if you do use the instruments, it's better because it's more concrete and it's greater. You generate greater merit. So, like Rinpoche also said, that if you don't have the actual traditional laws, you can just use a jug or a teapot and a shallow dish.
Must we really use the bell and the luji? Can we omit them?
Again, if you have them, it's good to use them. If you don't have to use them.
Rinpoche, in the past, right? I mean, I don't know how to do this method, so I visualize the bathhouse, I visualize the Buddhas
Okay,
and
that's
all
fine.
that.
Yeah.
And also, I visualize myself doing the pouring of the water. But Rinpoche says that you should visualize the goddesses doing it. I visualize that
the offering goddesses that you actually you send them out and you from yourself and you consider them to be emanations of yourself. So it's they're doing it for you, but I mean in fact they're the same. It's the same as you're doing it. So this is why you visualize these offering goddesses presenting. And you visualize beautiful offering goddesses, very appealing, who go out and pour the water on your behalf. So these goddesses are not just beautiful to look at, but they also smell very beautiful. Their bodies and their smell very beautiful. Their mouths smell very, very beautiful. And so you think that just by even just seeing these goddesses, the merit field experience pure bliss. So there's a So maybe we should try singing some of it, and then so we can start from the beginning. Okay, the supplication prayer. If you continue to do that way, that's fine, that's it. No. So the fault does not come from Lito, and it comes from others. 네, 지금 사회 간수직 봉자는 약간들이 왔을 때 인지미지 제고. So I was just asking Rinpoche, because when you're doing the supplication prayer, that gets more and more down, and so it's the job of the umze at some point to raise it up.
How?
You just go up a third.
You just do like.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem.
You just.
That's it. Yeah, it's when it gets too low, otherwise it gets so low that no one can actually sing it properly. So it's the job of the umze to raise it up. So you have to, at that point, obviously say it quite strongly, so that people hear you, and so that they can raise their voices up. So the words of the prayer should be straight. You shouldn't sort of combine two syllables into one note and just, it's like one note for each syllable, and each syllable has the same, the notes are the same length.
And between the lines, is it the same?
Between the lines.
I mean, the rest, the little gap or not gap between the last syllable from the end of the line and then the beginning of it.
This yomaga, tanda tsikchechik, kasa tsikchechik, chi tsasune, and di barla mindas chayoma. There's no break in between the verses. 디 저거에 손도 상면 제가 So the way that Rinpoche has just sung those lines with sometimes raising his voice, this is allowed. And the purpose of doing it is to keep the melody from getting too low. So there are a few times when you're allowed to raise your voice. Or maybe it should be fixed where you do raise your voice. So it's better to fix it maybe so that people don't go all over the place. And that would mean, therefore, the beginning of each verse gets the second, the third syllable, maybe? Third and fourth syllable. So now it's changed it to the second, beginning of the second line. So the beginning of the second line of each verse. And the rest is fine. If you have any questions about the melody, please ask them now. So maybe Rinpoche will have a suggestion about the introductory notes. So just start something. Doesn't matter, he said. So your mouth shouldn't be so tight. Your mouth should be looser, and it's you have to start. That should come from your abdomen. That's much better. It should be stronger. That's better. So in fact, the introductory notes are the most important notes of all for the umze, and it's in these notes that the umze should put all their strength. And once they've, in other words, let in the singing, then they can sing more quietly. You don't have to sing so strongly after that. It's really getting people going, you know?
No.
What about any long life prayer? Could you, the melody, can you start the melody for that?
head, they shook their head.
So that's the time, if there ever was one, to really put strength into it now.